A literary challenge. Use 5 words to describe the power or importance of literacy for children. Okay, 5 words. Okay. Imagination, adventure, escape, empathy, creativity. There's your challenge. Hi, I'm Jeannie Gaffigan, and I'm here to answer Red Nose Day's 5 questions about the importance of early childhood literacy. Let's go! How do you think reading as a child made you into the person you are today? Well, this is what I think. My answer is this. I used to sit in my room in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and reading could take me anywhere I wanted to go. I wasn't limited by time or space, and I could just be in all these places in the world that I wanted to visit someday, and I could go into magical forests and meet amazing people, and it just took me out of what was really in front of me and took me deep into my imagination and really stimulated my creativity and gave me a sense of adventure. And it also gave me a sense of empathy for other people. I always like to understand everyone in the story, even if they were the bad character. I always wanted to know what was making them tick. So I really think that becoming a director and a writer had everything to do with me reading as a child. What was your favorite thing to read when you were a child and why? Well, one of the earliest memories I have is just absolutely devouring the Madeline series by Ludwig Billman. The Madeline series was filled with just these really amazing illustrations, and they were kind of simple, but they were kind of like, almost impressionistic pictures of of Paris. And I just remember being a little girl and just thinking that the school that Madeline went to with all of her friends, all of the uniforms and the hats and the ribbons, it was such a romantic way to live with the ivy growing on the gates. And I really got into the whole story of how she was like this little girl who was in this very proper school, but she was a little bit of a rebel. And she used to walk on the bridge, and she would frighten Miss Clavel, who was her teacher. But she was very well loved, and everyone liked her. And she would do like naughty things, like let a dog into the school. And then there was many other books in that series as well. And I just read them all, and I just loved every bit of them. And I could just read them over and over and over again. And they were in rhyme too, which probably was a precursor to my love of Shakespeare, my love of travel, and I just think the Madeline series was something that really got me into reading when I was a kid. What is a memory you have of reading when you were a child? One of the memories that I have, and also I was a little bit of a rebel, and we would have lights out at a certain point. There was a lot of kids in my family, and my mom would come around and say, okay, it's time for lights out. And after I would hear her walk down the hall, I had a little flashlight, and I used to go under my covers and read. And it was like a little tent. So I also created this very cozy and private environment with a little flashlight in a little tent. And I remember just staying up like really late, and I would finish the whole book. I would always finish the entire book. And which was probably bad. My kids are probably doing that right now against my wishes. But that's one of the memories I have. It's like I would be able to escape in my little tent with a little flashlight and read for hours when I was supposed to be sleeping. A literary challenge. Use 5 words to describe the power or importance of literacy for children. Okay, 5 words. Okay. Imagination, adventure, escape, empathy, creativity. There's your challenge. Am I an audiobook, an e-reader, or a hard copy? You know, I've done this all, and as much as I love the audiobooks because it's like kind of like listening to like a podcast or seeing a play, and I love the actors that they choose to read the books. And also the e-reader is really convenient because if you travel, you can put like 3 or 4 books or 100 on like one Kindle and put it in your bag and not have to lug a bunch of books around. But you know, there's something about a hard copy of a book. And maybe I'm old-fashioned, but it kind of takes me back to that time when I was in my little tent with my flashlight and I could smell the pages and I could kind of like shut everything else out. So I'd have to say that the winner would be the hard copy. Thanks a lot for listening to my answers to the amazing questions for Red Nose Day.